There is a second set of workflow integrations that are based on Workato. Workato is an iPaaS, integration platform as a service. And there is a Workato client embedded within the Noname platform that gives us the ability to build workflow integrations. Okay, supporting pretty much a wide range of applications that Workato supports, of course. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to do yet again is we're going to navigate to our user management. But before I do that, please pay attention to the workflows. This is an option we didn't have in the previous section, right? In the previous recordings, primarily because you need to have a SaaS installation or a hybrid installation of the Noname platform, and then you need to enable the Workato integrations or this workflows page. We're going to navigate to the workflows page in a second. For starts, I want to go under user management, and I'm going to do the same exact thing like before. I'm going to go and pretty much check one of these, right? And I'm going to check some of these, not groups. I want to check, yes, I want to go to the roles. My apologies. I want to go to the roles, and I want to check one of these groups. All right, and I'm going to search for workflow yet again, and I'm going to find now three permissions, and here they are. The ones related to Workato based workflow integrations is this workflow automation. Okay, and as you can see, because I'm an admin, I have read write, and now we can go back and we can inspect workflows. Okay, so here it is. Now, a word of warning: I don't have access. This is not my own lab environment. This is used for other purposes. I can't go ahead and make modifications to this. So I can't go ahead and do a, a Workato based integration to Jira, for example, like I've done for the native workflow integrations recording. Okay, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to show you everything else. Okay, so Workato has the concept of connections and recipes. Okay, connections, applications, recipes, and so on. Connections is how you connect to third-party application. And I'm going to show you that there is already one connections available, and that's the no-name platform, right? It's the no-name platform that is the information are served through this user interface that I'm showing you. I can add additional connections. I can select create, and I can select connection, and this is going to give me the ability to see all the different applications that I have access to within the Noname platform, and I'm able to integrate with. Okay, so there's what few dozens, right? There's a few dozens of different applications. For example, if I wanted to create another Jira, I'm going to select Jira, and I'm going to have to provide a name. I'm going to have to provide a location. Where do I want to store this connector? Right? Again, Workato organizes its assets inside folders, subfolders, and so on. Cloud, the authentication type, whether I'm basic API token. If I was to use the same token like I generated earlier on, probably I will have to use API token. You can have OAuth 2.0 and so on. Okay, and then you specify the host name. Where is your Jira at? Okay, and that's it. And then I create and connect, make sure that I have a connection, and now I'm able to use these connections. Okay. All right, so that's the extent. I'm going to show you how you create a connection. So I'm going to go back to projects, and I want to talk a little bit about recipes. So there is about 10 recipes already created for you to use. So if I select the recipes, again, all of these are inactive. If you activate them, that means they're active and you are able to use them either manually or automatically through workflow policies. Okay. For the time being, they are inactive all, and I'm going to keep it that way. Now, what I want you to pay attention to is that you have bi-directional recipes, right? What do I mean by that? I mean that you can update an incident or finding when Jira issues updated. You see, that's like something happens in Jira, I'm able to update the incident or the finding in the no-name platform. And that's done, configured within the no-name platform, right? Within the no-name platform. Similarly, if I scroll a little bit down, I can see that I have, if the no-name triggers a new incident or a new finding, I can go ahead and create a Jira ticket inside Jira. So you see the bi-directional nature. something that is not readily available in the native workflow integration. So here's a major benefit of using workato-based workflow integrations. Um, if you select any one of these, right, let's select this one, right, you will see that it has a trigger and then actions. That's how workato recipes are organized. You got a trigger, you have the trigger, and then you have the different actions. The trigger controls what are the conditions upon that will trigger this particular recipe. Okay, as soon as the trigger takes place, then you see the different actions. Okay, if I select the trigger, you can edit the trigger. In this particular case, there's no condition, so every time I have a brand new incident, I will be able to trigger this particular recipe. If you'd like to set conditions, you will have to configure the conditions, and so on. If I select another one and I edit, it's important for me to edit because now I have all the recipe data. Everything that is read from all the information, all the attributes of the incident are now available to all the actions, guys. Okay, so if I select recipe data, now I'm going to see all the different fields. These are all the incident fields, and I can drag and drop one of these in one of the available fields. Okay, and this is pretty much how Workato works. It gives you easy access to all the information that are read, whether it's from an action or the trigger, usually the trigger. This properties may be decorated further by additional actions, but you will be able to find everything you need right here. And then drag and drop and build your next action. And you can keep adding actions if you want to. Add an extra step and add an extra step and so on. Okay. I'm not going to save. I'm going to exit because I don't want to make any changes in here. Okay. So pretty much this is it. You have projects. Ideally, when you want to build your own recipes, you would like to create additional projects, additional folders, additional recipes, and so on. Okay. Now, what I want to show you next is that, and I'm going to use my, yeah, I can use this tab. If you're new to Workato, ideally you want to learn a few things about Workato. And if you go workato.com, you go under resources, you have self-service training. And I highly recommend you go through the quick start and getting started in building your first recipe. Okay, I highly recommend you go at least through these two. You may want to do the building your automations teams too, but getting started building your first recipe is what I will recommend. Okay, in order to get your feet wet, as they say. Okie dokie. With this, we have concluded the Workato-based workflow integrations. Good stuff.